MidDay Mania, the live streams we do here on the Alert Zone TV. Shout out to everybody because this is a worldwide movement. I would love for you guys and girls to become active citizens. Y'all already know how to do that. We on location for this one more filming, and then we'll be getting back out on the road here in a little while. But shout out to everybody because it's a worldwide movement. I would love for you guys and girls to become active citizens. And let's go down the list. First, subscribe. With all, so you can be notified when we drop nutritious, fruitful content. Make sure you give the video a like, share, comment. Also, make sure you view the material. That's the most important thing. And view the whole program. Don't get the title, because we tend to do that as people. Excuse me. We look at the titles of videos and things, and we comment before we actually view the material. And then we view the material and see we make comments. So shout out to everybody for that. We're going to do like always. Give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here. We'll do a 30-minute MidDay Mania, and I'll let you guys get back to your weekend. It's definitely wet out here right now. So hope everybody's doing well wherever you are. So we'll do like we always do. Start at the 5-minute mark. Hopefully we can get this hashed out. Yeah. Give y'all a couple minutes to get up in here. And also, shout out to GunTube. When I say GunTube, you guys and girls know I mean not only the content creators, but the people that support GunTube. Find you a GunTube channel or channels that you really like and support those channels. It's very, very important. You guys and girls who new to the Second Amendment are thinking about becoming legally armed, don't understand the algorithms, the different things that we have to fight because of the content that we talk about. It's not politically correct on no side. Believe me, the Republicans and Democrats both agree on attacking the Second Amendment. Don't you let that fool you. Don't you think that just the blue states. It's a lot of blue states with a lot of red people behind closed doors that go along with this foolishness. A lot of your pro-Second Amendment groups, they're not pro-Second Amendment. That's why we're going to have this discussion today. You know, as you guys and girls might know, I'm always going to be the person that'll take the slings and arrows to get the message out and to get everybody else in GunTube where they need to be. When I started this channel, I decided that I was going to talk about the Second Amendment in different terms, not just so much of shooting, but so much that goes along with the Second Amendment that a lot of people may not understand. And I think I've done a wonderful job in informing people or putting things on people's minds that they never even was aware of. So I'm going to keep bringing that fruitful and nutritious content. Yep. We got 3 people in, but as you come in, make sure you hit the likes button. That is very, very important. That helps us out here. Definitely. But yeah, we're gonna have this talk because I couldn't believe this when I saw this, and I had went around in GunTube and I haven't seen anybody else talk about it. And if they have, forgive me. I just didn't run across it, so. So I give everybody a couple more seconds and we'll get started at the 5-minute mark like we always do. Yeah, oh yeah. Now that I think about it, it's Sunday, noon. A lot of y'all sitting in church. Y'all gonna catch us on the replay. That's fine. That's cool. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Yesterday, something came across my YouTube feed that I just couldn't believe. I thought it was clickbait. I decided, well, let me listen. I listened. Then I went to source after source after source, and I said, damn, this is a real thing. For those of you who are in the 2A community, or thinking about getting in the 2A community, or you just a person here in America or around the world, there is, now I understand it probably won't ever get passed, but the mere fact that it's been brought up and it has been a thing in the past and it is in the present. You who don't know that the Department of Justice are seriously talking about possibly trying to come up with a law to ban transgender people from being able to get legally armed. And I'm not making this up. Per my research, this is a result of the school shooting that they had in Minneapolis. Apparently the shooter was transgender, and the proposal has come up, as absurd as it sounds, that they're looking into how to circumvent the law to put that as some kind of sickness to the point where you can't buy a firearm. For those of you who don't know, the school shooter had legal firearms, as do just about all school shootings. The kids might have got a hold of those firearms, but those firearms are usually in the house legally. So, but this Robin, whatever he called himself, that shot up the school in Minnesota. Apparently now they want to go after transgender people. In Tennessee, well, I think it was Antioch, a couple years ago, you had the shooting at the Christian school or Catholic school. That shooter was supposed to have been transgender. Colt Gray. He had his long hair. I don't think he had transitioned yet, but he was already in the LGBT community. Let me have a discussion about something. Let me say this. When I talk about what I talk about on this channel, I'm not reaching. It may make you uncomfortable that I talk about it, but I talk about things that I can prove, and I know what I'm talking about. There is a precedent to get this through. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to get through, but you guys know at one time, black people were not allowed to carry firearms after the Civil War. After we were free, there was a time. I tell you guys and girls all the time, and I've had some nasty comments said to me pretty much offline. I've had some people that disagreed with me online. I know as a black legally armed man, I have an asterisk next to my concealed carry permit. Yes, my permit is legal, but I have an asterisk next to it. I understand my rights have a limitation. And my limitation is in handing my concealed carry permit, most of the time I'm still going to have to get out the car. They're still going to disarm me. They're going to take all the bullets out the mag. They're going to search me. They're going to search my vehicle. I don't have the privilege of saying I'm legally armed, but that doesn't give you the right to search my vehicle. I don't have that privilege. We all saw what happened to Philando Castillo in real time. That is a end result of that asterisk that is next to, I just got to racialize this for a minute. That's next to black folks' Second Amendment right. You guys and girls know I talked about Mark Chopper. That was a travesty, what happened to that fellow. Because they came to his house with a death squad to kill him. And that's what they were hoping for, that they could have shed blood. That's just a fact. For those of you who don't know, there's a gun tuber, Mark Chopper TV, I think it is. I guess they decided they wanted to raid his home because they assumed that he had illegal weapons. They know he didn't have nothing illegal, but they came 4, 5 in the morning. I mean, flashbang grenades, and I mean, it's just disgusting what they went to let the dogs do in the man house, sticking guns in everybody's face, threatening to kill them. I know he said they removed the footage of the cameras from inside the house. There was just one camera that caught them outside that I don't think they saw. They would have removed the footage from that camera also. But just like the criminals now, when law enforcement come to homes, if they see cameras, they love to shoot them out. If they see cameras hidden in the home, they will break them up because they don't want you having no video of what them destroying your house, basically. That's what they do in police raids. They come in. If they're not going to find nothing, they'll just destroy your house and then leave and say, well, figure it out. But nevertheless, back to the subject. The 2A community, yeah, you know what? This is a conversation that needs to be had. I tell people all the time, I don't pick these topics. Sorry about that, everybody. I don't pick these topics because I'm looking for a fight or I want to start division. I'm pointing out something that's already there. And things keep happening to back up what I'm saying. I went in the comment section and I seen people who said they were hardcore right-wingers that was in disagreement of this. Let me make this clear to everybody. I have openly said this, and I'll continue to say this. As long as you can pass a background check and whatever guidelines we have to get a concealed carry permit or to get a firearm, by all means, practice your Second Amendment rights. All these neo-Nazi groups that run around out here and what have you, these hate groups, I don't care about them being gone. They can have all the AR-15s they want. The way I'm going to stop them is I'm going to go get mine too. And it'll be a shootout at the OK Corral. It's just that simple. All right, what's going on, Trenton? I don't have an issue with anybody practicing their Second Amendment rights because we may not have the same ideology or the same political or racial or sexual beliefs. If you can pass the background check, by all means, protect yourself. And the way I'm going to stop you if you want to victimize me is I'm going to protect myself. It's just that simple. But the reason that I just decided that we was going to have this discussion is there's precedent in this country. And that asterisk I speak about is an unwritten asterisk because it's practiced in the field. On paper, I know what my rights are. Out in practice, my rights are different. And I live in Iowa. I've had this discussion with a lot of different people. I've had this discussion when I go to the range. Pretty much I'm usually the only black guy there. I've seen Hispanic, I've seen Asian, and I always see white. I don't think maybe twice that I've ever been to the range in Iowa and seen somebody else that was black that was at the range. I just don't see it. We've had these discussions. And they've all told me, oh no, when they stop me and I tell them I got a gun, they just say, okay, well, where is that? And I tell them. And they say, oh, okay, well, just make sure you don't reach for it. I told them once since I've been legally armed, I had an officer not make me get out of the car. Every other time my whole life that I've been stopped and they knew I had a gun in the car, they've always made me get out. They've always separated me from my car and took me to their car, unloaded my firearm, put the mag in one place, put the ammunition in the fucking glove compartment, and then give me the gun back with nothing in there. And when I asked them, well, why didn't you unload my gun? I have a permit. That's the whole purpose of it. They've told me to my face, I don't feel comfortable with you having a gun around me. Now I have it legal. This is after they've ran it. They've ran my criminal history. They've ran everything. And then they give it back to me and tell me they don't feel comfortable with me having a gun. I've had white and black officers tell me to my face they don't feel comfortable with black people having firearms. I've had officers, white, black, and in between, tell me to my face they don't feel comfortable with nobody having a firearm. Don't matter what color they are. So this Second Amendment divide is real. I would be the last person to throw stones from a glass house and say I would be in favor of banning transgender people from having firearms. Because we got our own shit in my community. As a matter of fact, our shit is so well documented that we're not synonymous with being legally armed. I mean, to the point I've seen officers, you guys don't know how I've been treated or mistreated on the side of the road because of this divide. It's a hard divide to talk about. A lot of people don't want to talk about it because they feel like it's racializing. I'm just telling you, I'm calling a thing a thing. I'm telling you it exists. Some of you publicly may deny it, but behind closed doors, you have friends in law enforcement, and y'all know the fucking kind of conversations that y'all have. These group chats that these officers have out here, they're your friends. They're your husbands. They're your wives. They're your brothers. They're your cousins. They're your children. Y'all have these same fucking conversations behind closed doors. You're in agreement, a lot of y'all. In agreement with the fucking shit that y'all see. Believe me, they couldn't do what they do if they didn't have a support system. But what I'm saying is, I think it's dead wrong to say because you don't agree with somebody's sexual preference, it's okay for you to tell them they don't have the right to defend themselves. On the other hand, how can I say this? On the other hand, wrong is wrong no matter what. Understand something. If you see one person or group of people being done wrong, understand it's only a matter of time before it turn around and it come on you. You can't participate in doing people wrong and then get angry when that same wrong turns around on you. I'm going to make the assumption, and I could be wrong, a lot of you guys and girls that visit this channel hasn't even heard about this story. That the fact that they're even entertaining this, I would be honest, on paper, this would not be legal. Here's the problem. America has been known for letting some strange things happen. Some very strange things. Especially with the Second Amendment. Now, I want you guys and girls to think about this. We've been given that blue is against the Second Amendment and red is for it. There's a blood red Supreme Court in America right now. Blood red. How many states they still upholding Maryland's assault weapon ban? And they're in DC. You see what I'm saying? So don't think that something like this is beyond far reach. The Supreme Court has the final say. You guys and girls know that. It's a ridiculous thing to bring this up, but it's a real thing in the sense that it could happen. As crazy as what I just said sound, it could happen because there's already precedent for it. There's already a loophole. Excuse me. Remember in California when the Panthers showed up because they found a loophole and how they can legally come out with long guns in public? And then real quick, good old Reagan and the NRA jumped up there and said, "Nah, we got to stop these niggas." And I said it, I'm meaning it just like I said it. We got to stop them from showing up with guns. We don't even like the fact that they're allowed to have them. And all of a sudden, these gun laws start showing up. All of a sudden. It's unfortunate, but I'm going to say this. The Second Amendment community is divided. There's been a divide, and there will be a divide. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. This country, we the citizens of this country, the government of this country, the history of this country has always been divisive, and it always will be. We will always be divided by gender, sexuality, race, ethnicity, religion, class, and any other thing. We're always going to be divided. This country will never unite because we're humans. For those of you who've never been to America, there's one thing you won't understand. America's big cities are multicultural, a lot of them. But the majority of this country is segregated/separated. Yes, there's no blacks only or whites only signs up that you can see. But we know invisible, the signs. We know there's still sundown towns. We know that. Right now in 2025, everybody knows certain parts of towns that they're not allowed to be in. Everybody knows that. This country is more separated than people think it is. If you live outside of America, you may think that we all live around each other in harmony. That's just not what it is. And in my opinion, I've been to 46 out of the 48 states, and I've been for most of the states, I've been all over. For some of them, I've been to one or two places, but this is the states like Montana, Wyoming, Oregon, the West Coast, basically. Outside of California, the majority of these countries. What's going on, Dexter? Outside of those states, the majority of the West and Midwest is just wide open land. It's not real populated. You get outside of the big cities and you get into basically out there little small white towns. I mean, that's just what it is. So, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it's just the mere fact that this even came up. I want you guys and girls, after this live stream, we're going to be another maybe 10 minutes and I'll let you guys and girls get out of here. I want you guys and girls to YouTube that. Just YouTube banning transgender people from owning firearms. And you can see all the different videos, and there's already articles that's been written about it. Don't look at MSNBC and CNN and all that, because they're going to overdo it. But just look at the straight down the middle news, and they'll tell you, and it'll show you, as ridiculous as this sounds, the possibility is that it could happen. What I think is ridiculous about it is the fact that it was even brought up. Because you don't agree with somebody's sexuality. Because like I said, we can't throw stones. What's going on, Dr. T? We can't throw stones from a glass house. We can't, as straight people, condemn transgenders for their criminality and knowing we have our own. However, let me make this clear to the transgender/LGBT community. You guys and girls are going to have to start claiming your garbage too. You guys and girls are going to have to start claiming when members of your community go out here and act a goddamn fool and it's mass slaughter, y'all are going to have to send y'all spokespeople out. Because when y'all are the victims, when people don't speak up for y'all being the victims, y'all label us as being anti-rainbow. Nah, you guys and girls got to hold your garbage too. It's across the board here. For those of you who don't remember, I think a couple years ago, Netflix did this special about Jeffrey Dahmer during Pride Month, and they put the LGBT flag on the screen, and they threw such a fit. No, you got to take that off there. No, he's a part of your community. You got to hold your fucking garbage too, just like the rest of us. You can't just stick your chest out when you do well, and when you do wrong, say, oh no, we can't claim him. Nah. That is part of the reason, in my opinion, that I think that somebody can even sit down and conjure up something like this. Because when your community commits a crime, what's going on, Perry? Commits a crime like this, a heinous act, y'all go to distance yourselves. Nah, just like as a black man, we have our issues. Our issues are the most documented. Our issues is all over the news in places we don't even live. All it takes, in Iowa, they had a major meth bust last year. Said it was a 32-state operation. But they made sure the 2 or 3 black guys that was involved to flash them over the fucking news. Well, I decided to do my own research, and I think there was only 3 that was involved. But it's that narrative of we're this, we're that, and I can't condone what they done. But just like we can hold our garbage, you guys and girls have to hold your garbage, because now I'm out here speaking up for you guys. I'm out here speaking up for your community. In the wake of somebody from your community going after children, and I didn't hear anybody from that community publicly, and I mean your spokespeople, come out and condemn this and condemn that part of your community. It's like we had to talk the other night about the L in your community, and I talked about all the domestic violence that the women of your community brought out. I talked about all the domestic violence, and I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know it was like that until, I've seen little stuff here and there, and I know of things, but I didn't know it was as bad as it was, because it doesn't make its way to TV. Or you guys keep it off social media until some incident happened. Yeah, all I'm saying is, to the transgender community, y'all are human like we are. But y'all gonna have to understand something. Y'all gotta hold y'all garbage too. Thanks, Dexter. I hope I'm making my message without being offensive. I'm not mean to be offensive, but if you get offended, they say a hit dog hollers. You gotta hold your garbage too. We can't just come out and defend you guys when somebody runs up and shoot up a nightclub full of y'all, which, by the way, he was from that community, but still. We can't come out and defend y'all when y'all are victims, but when y'all are the perpetrators, you guys go radio silent. No, you got to get your fucking spokespeople out there. Rachel Maddow should have been screaming to the top of her lungs about that school shooting. She should have been condemning that, and I didn't see it. If she did, forgive me. This is not an anti-nothing rant. This is just calling a spade a spade. We are always finding ourselves defending that community when they become victims. When they're the perpetrators, they don't want to claim the people in their community that's the perpetrators. Jeffrey Dahmer was not only a fucking murderer. Jeffrey Dahmer preferred black men as his fucking targets, which made him have an obsession with race. He is what he is. He was gay. Everybody knows it. Put the fucking LGBT flag up there and say, hey, these are one of the dregs of our society, but damn it, he's one of us. We don't get to do that. We don't get to separate ourselves. When John Allen Muhammad and Malvo shot up all them fucking people out there in DC and Virginia, we had to hold that. We was all holding our fucking breath and in disbelief when we saw it, but we had to hold that. He's a member of our community. Hell, Muhammad is from damn Baton Rouge. He's a fellow Louisianian. We had to hold that L. On the news, when you see Pookie and Ray Ray doing their fucking shit, we have to hold that. That's a part of our community. Yeah. Thanks, Barry. That's a part of our community. And we have to take ownership of it. We have to condemn that. Well, damn it, when guys and girls in your community go out and commit heinous acts, y'all have to publicly. You can't do it in private. You have to do it publicly. Y'all have to condemn that type of behavior. You have to call it out and you have to point it out so you can get rid of it. You can't go radio silent when you're the perpetrators, but when you're the victims, you got people like me out here screaming and shouting about this. I think this is wrong as two fucking left shoes. You know what else was wrong? When them fucking kids got killed and shot up in Minnesota, I didn't see. Your community should have been breaking their necks to get out there in front of the camera saying, we condemn this. We condemn, we will not accept this from our community. And anybody in the community that thinks that this is okay, we gonna come after you. You always see us having stop the violence marches, peace walks. We always constantly do this shit fucking public. What's going on? Peace. Yeah. I'm sorry that I'm using so much of profanity, everybody. I know it's Sunday. For a lot of you religious people, I know I shouldn't be talking like this, but damn it, I just think I need to get the message out. It's bullshit. That's what I think it is. We know we're gonna see that community come out and say, hey, we've had Colt Gray, who was a member. We had Antioch, Tennessee, who was a member. We had this guy, Robert, in Minnesota, who was a member. Hey, we're going to have to start condemning this. And we're going to have to do it public. When are they going to get out there? Yeah, I'm getting it off my chest, man. I mean, because at the end of the day, when it comes to the Second Amendment, I'm going to repeat this. As long as you can pass a background check, whatever your state and the feds require you, you should be allowed to practice your Second Amendment. I don't care if we don't have the same ideology. I don't care what your beliefs is. I don't care if you don't like me because I'm black. You should be allowed to practice your Second Amendment. The way I'm going to stop you is if you fucking run up on me talking your fucking shit, I'm going to put you down. It's just that simple. Or if I got to go down, I'm going to go down fighting. That's how you deter that. It's a damn shame that this subject has been brought up, but I can tell you why. We don't hear your community. To the transgender, it's going to go from that to LGBT. So let me just say, since y'all love to be in a community together, to the LGBT community, let me tell y'all this. Now, I mean this with all sincerity. You guys and you girls going to have to get together. You're going to have to start calling out your fucking riffraff. Like, what's his name? Out there in California. This motherfucker was real wealthy donating to Hillary Clinton. And, shit, I forget his name. He kept going out there to Skid Row, getting them damn mentally ill black men and dressing them up and shooting them up with meth. And he had dead bodies coming out of there. He was LGBT. But nevertheless, you guys and girls, when your community commits these heinous acts, y'all going to have to come out here and condemn them. You can't sit and be quiet when you're the perpetrator, but when you're the victim, if nobody speaks up for y'all, then you guys start labeling us as being hate-filled. Or our silence is violence and all this other nonsense. No, it's got to be even across the board. If I can come out and condemn Pookie and Ray Ray and Keisha for all their fucking shortcomings, then damn it, you can come out and condemn the riffraff in your community for their shortcomings and come up with an action plan to rid yourselves of that. That's all I'm saying. You guys are a community. Everybody have their own communities. When it comes to the Second Amendment community, when they say it shall not be infringed on, I don't feel like nobody should be discriminated against because of what they decide to do in their bedrooms, their skin color, their religious beliefs, or whatever. If you can pass what is necessary to be legally armed, you should be allowed to be legally armed. But I think it's a damn shame that I'm the one to have to get up here and defend y'all, because where the fuck were y'all when them kids got shot a couple weeks ago? You guys, that community, I haven't heard anything from them. Now, if you publicly addressed it and condemned it, forgive me. I haven't seen it, and I'm pretty active when it comes across those types of things coming across my feed. So if you guys want us to continue advocating for you, you're gonna have to come out all the time. You can't only come out when it's the Pulse nightclub shooting, but when it's the Minneapolis school shooting, or it's the school shooting down there in Georgia, or the school shooting down there in Tennessee, you guys go radio silent. Nah, nah. You can't have us show Ted Bundy, uh, Malvoy Muhammad, uh, the BTK killer, Richard Ramirez, and then when Jeffrey Dahmer comes up, we can't mention that he's LGBT. No, he's a part of your community. You got to take your fucking riffraff just like the rest of us. That's what all it is to it. And I'm going to say this one more time and I'm going to get out of here. To members of the LGBT community, listen to me really good. The mere fact that you guys refuse to publicly condemn these acts of violence is what make people get these thoughts in their heads to do shit like this. And even bring up the notion. And from my understanding, they're seriously trying to figure out how to get this through. The fact that the conversation even came up tells you a lot. You're going to have to start learning how to condemn the violence in your community publicly, or what's going to happen is people going to stop speaking up for y'all. Now, I did this because I love the Second Amendment. I believe wholeheartedly in the Second Amendment. But you know what? Maybe I should return the energy that you guys give out. If this shit keeps going, maybe I should keep my fucking mouth shut. And let's just say, because America has the precedent to do it, that they do find a way to get around to banning you guys from owning firearms. I think I should keep my fucking mouth shut if you guys keep your mouth shut when people from your community goes out and commit acts of horror, acts of violence. Especially when they decide that they're going to do it against a bunch of children and you're going to keep your mouth shut and don't say shit. Well, maybe I should do like you guys do. Keep my mouth shut too and don't say nothing. See, that wouldn't be right. That's why I'm taking the first step. I'm coming out here publicly and condemning this and saying I think it is very unrighteous. I think it's very wrong to say that you're even entertaining making somebody who became transgender not be allowed to have a firearm. If those people haven't committed any crimes, if they can pass a background check, they should be allowed to practice their Second Amendment just like everybody else. But to that community, I'm going to say this one more time. You guys are going to have to open your mouths and you're going to have to come from under a rock when some ghastly act happens from your community. Because I can easily jump up here and condemn Pookie and Ray Ray for airing the fucking block up. Or straight people that air out the schools and the churches and all that. But you guys got to step up and open your mouths too. You can't expect to be quiet, as I said, when you're the perpetrator, but you won't shut the fuck up when you're the victim. Nah. We call it straight across the board here. We straight down the middle. We don't choose sides here. I'm doing it straight down the middle. Y'all have the same rules to abide by like the rest of us. So with that being said, I'm going to let everybody get back to their Sunday. Hit me in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this discussion. Have you ever even heard about it? Also, whether you're catching us live or you're going to catch us on the replay, go and YouTube this and do your own research. But you guys and girls can clearly see the fact that this is even being discussed. We're not going to blame this on Donald Trump. Let me say that. We're not going to blame this on the Trump administration. Because let me tell you something. This didn't come overnight. Nobody just didn't wake up the next day and say, well, maybe we need to start going after them. We're not going to blame the Trump administration. Your community has been silent a lot about the violence that goes on in your community and that the violence that your community takes out. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me give y'all this guy name real quick. Forgive me. Sorry, everybody. Oh. Ed Buck. That's his name. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that. Ed Buck. Ed Buck out there in California, he's doing, I think, 10 years. He was going out to Skid Row. He was purposely targeting the black guys on Skid Row, taking them back to his apartment, cleaning them up, putting them in skirts, putting them in all kinds of stuff, and injecting them with meth to the point that 2 or 3 people was brought out of there dead. They said he was known on Skid Row to come and get guys and go take them to do that. So, his community, Rachel Maddow, I didn't see her screaming and shouting from the top of the hills like she did when Proposition 8 got passed. And she came out to attack black folk, and yeah, I said it. She blamed that on us. Even though at the time, we was only 8% of the population in the state of California, which means we don't have no political power there. We can't sway an election. Nowhere in California can we sway a political election because we're not enough. We're only 6% of the population now. So that's why Karen Bass became mayor, because she didn't need the black vote. She knew that. She didn't even mention us. So with that being said, everybody, do your due diligence. We want everybody to practice their Second Amendment. But we also going to say this. Just like we hold our garbage, you got to hold yours too. Hit me in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Until next time, stay safe, stay armed, stay on high alert, and we out.